how this cymbal here is like kind of weird, wobbly like this? So when you hammer the cymbals, you kind of like add tension to the top to the bottom.
So the tension draws in it.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of tension on the bottom. This cymbal, what I've done so far, I'll actually show you the first step.
So you go to the other side and it'll even off the tension?
Exactly, yeah, and that's going to be the first hammering that I'll do. The first step I usually do with the cymbal is lading the bottom. So lading and hammering adds tension. They both do. And lading is really nice because that kind of evens it out. And it's cool because you can really like change the shape of the cymbal as you go. You like hammer it a lot, and you'll see that on like different types of cymbals, like you know, depending all kinds of different styles, like you know the really old Constantinoples. You know those ones? Those are made with like really big hammerworks all over them pretty much, and then a really like kind of smooth lathe. And then there's like the later case Zildjians, which still have a lot of big hammerworks, but then they have some small too. And then those have different style of lathing. One which is really cool. It's like I can go into all different kinds of things about lathing. Like yeah, what you do is you lathe it real smooth, and then you take a really sharp one, you move the cymbal, and then you go really quickly. That's what gives you that like 70s K type thing. It's really cool. That's fun. And it changes the sound too. But for hammering, yeah, when you start with the cymbal, right? You start with like at the factory. When it comes out of the stamper that stamps the bell in there, it's generally kind of misshapen, and they hammer it fairly evenly all the way around on the top, and that pulls the tension up and shapes it into a cymbal. And then from there on, you're really not trying to shape it exactly into a cymbal. You're trying to add like kind of like peaks and valleys to make the sound that comes off it like more complex, you know. And we do a lot of old A's. We redo them, which some people are like, "Oh, it's already a good cymbal. Why are you messing with it?" But the truth is, the A's a lot of times actually have a lot in common with the blanks. Like here's a blank, and blanks are actually hammered a little bit. Like, see, that has been hammered enough to shape it into this, so that then they can ship it. You know what I mean? Because if each cymbal was complete, it would take up like 4 times as much space. So even blanks have been hammered a little bit. So there's a little bit of how how the process goes. This one, what I've done is essentially like unmade it, you know, because it started out like pretty thick. It had been hammered on the top a lot. This is like an earlier Sabian HH, and then I laid the bottom, and then I just did a lot of hammering. So right now you can see what they look like when they have a ton of tension, and it's actually a little bit what they look like right when they're stamped. It's kind of similar, you know what I mean? And it still sounds okay, but it's really, it acts very strange. See that? Like hit it like moves throughout the entire cymbal. And you'll be amazed, it'll take a while, but once I hammer the top, it'll be completely different. But first I'll show you a little bit. You guys can get a little closer if you want. I mean, you can get as close as like here if you want to see the lathing up close. I haven't had a cymbal explode on me yet. Yeah. So supposedly they say that they blow.
Can you feel how thin you're getting them as you're lathing them?
I mean, yeah. It's more like you can just feel how much you're taking off as you're going. And a lot of the times I just go like this. And, you know, if it's really thick, it'll move. But that could be kind of tough, actually.
Have you ever gone through one?
Oh, yeah, totally. I've ruined probably. I mean, I probably lathed and hammered maybe like 100 cymbals, which doesn't sound like it, but it's actually loud when you're doing it all yourself. And I've probably destroyed maybe like 5. So, considering I'm teaching myself, Matt Bettis taught me how to lathe, but the hammering actually, me and Eric kind of just figured that out. And I'm sure other people do it differently. I've learned from videos and stuff like that. And I'm sure I still have a lot more to do. But it's kind of cool because it's kind of an improvisatory thing, you know, like the Italians do it differently than the Turks. And then you've got people in the U.S. who do it differently. Like Matt does, a lot of his cymbals are really experimental, but yeah, so.
Steve, where's that blank from? Is that from a Zildjian factory or?
No, you can't get it from Zildjian. Oh, there's another reason to do old age, because Zildjian has the best metal, so you get to use Zildjian metal. But yeah, these blanks, I think I got it from like Canada. They just had them and wanted to get rid of them. But you can get them from like Istanbul and a couple other places. Sapien you can get them too. And that's where we're going to be getting. We haven't done a ton of plays. That'll be like next year's drum show. I have 3. I did one of them and I cracked it when I was hammering it. Just a little bit. But yeah, I cracked it when I was hammering it because I was doing some like really, like, I didn't have the right angle to do the bell yet. And I was being overly ambitious and basically I hit it like there. And if you hit it on the corner, you crack it. And it's just a tiny, it's still playable, but it's like a nice crash. But yeah, we'll be doing those ones soon. But yeah, here's the lighting process. To try to do it nice and easy in the beginning. That's what I call the Constantinople lathe. So I like those really old Constantinople. It's like very thin. You know what I mean? It's almost like a record, like an LP. Like you could see people play like put a cymbal on a record player, and it'll make horrible noises. but yeah, and then lathing wise, you do all kinds of cool stuff. Like
what's the cutting material on the pole?
That's
Carbon steel.
That's like what's it called? It's like super hard stuff. You gotta sharpen these.
Carbide.
Carbide, yeah.
What's up, man?
He actually made this tool for me. But yeah, carbide. So it's really tough stuff.
Hard die?
It cuts to its like butter if it's sharp. If it's not sharp, you start getting issues like shatter.
Carbide too.
So yeah, and then see how it looks all like that. And if you do like fast lathe, and this is, by the way, this is like a fairly primitive lathe, very hands-on. It's a lot. It's like hard work. Some of the lathes they use like leverage, but this one's cool because it makes it so you can really like be like artistic about it.
It's much more handcrafted though.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it looks like driving a station. You have a lot of control over it. I mean, yeah, my hands are like right next to it. Very dangerous too. You gotta be careful. Yeah, see, it's that kind of lathe, then you can do, like the way Ufim lathe stack cymbals? So I'll do that.
It's a lot much longer time than say target a longer type of You gotta be careful.
And there are like hundreds of different types of lathe. This is just 2.
I'm assuming this is probably built stuff now, I don't know. He's in the bell right now, I can't see it. No, he's right side. What's he say? Oh no, it's the body now.
I don't know how close you guys can see it, but that's more of like a new fit style lathe. And then, you can adjust it. But yeah, you see how it's like, there's a little more kind of like irregularity because I was moving quickly, so they're almost like spirals. So yeah, that's the beginning process. Usually I got it, doing all day, and then the hammering starts. This is where it's going to get really loud. And this is going to take a while because what I want to show you is how, because you guys don't have to hang out for this whole thing. You can
Oh, I don't
come
blame
back in 10 minutes, go get some food, whatever, or hang, whatever you want to do. But
Cymbals
this is what it looks like
down now. Yeah.
when it has too much tension on the bottom. So it needs more tension on the top. And so the way you do that, you can lay the top, that'll give tension to it. You can use a dowel, that'll give tension to it, or hammer. And I'm gonna hammer it first, and then later I'll go. This is the hammer that I kind of like custom made.
There's a really
Mark the starting point. And I go in circles, but the Turks, they go like this. At least the Bosphorus guys. I don't know about Istanbul, but I like to go in circles just because it's just kind of how I did it the first time I did it, so I was just always doing it that way. This stump sucks, but I need to get a new stump. It moves as I go. I've just gotten used to it because I don't have time to go on. Yeah, like finding like a really nice even stump is actually harder than you would think. Because I don't even own a chainsaw. If you have awesome, man.
I have a bunch of tree stumps.
I will take it off your hands. It's really easy to tell where you started, and you can even see, just after doing that, it's already starting. See that? See how different it is?
Yeah.
Just that, and now I'm going to hammer it about 100 times more. Like, well, about 1,000,000 times more. But that's just the beginning. And so that, yeah, I'm just adding tension to the top of the cymbal. And old A zildjians, this is pretty much how they make them, I think. Like the A style, I think they hammer them in very even concentric circles around the top. And that just gives you like the basic cymbal shape. And then anything from then on is like, yeah, and that's going for some like really like, you know, kind of, I call it like complexity. The simpler the shape is, the more like symmetrical it is, then the more, yeah, there's just a very kind of like even tone that comes out of it. And the cymbals, there's just so many different like harmonic things that are going on. It's like almost impossible to explain it with like adjectives. So I'm not even gonna try, but you guys know what I mean, I think. You want to make like good contact. That wasn't a good hit. That's what I want.
Right out.
For automotive or yeah, everything's different.
Yeah. 12 at a time. Yeah. And honestly, yeah, it's like at this point, it's you just kind of, sometimes I'll do like 15, sometimes I'll do, and a lot of times I'm looking at the way the light reflects off the metal. I notice something like, sometimes you'll notice it'll actually start to bend a lot, which means it might be a thinner part of the cymbal, maybe you want to stop. Because you can just hammer a crack right into it. Yeah. If you hit it, like,
How about,
there's a couple different ways to do that, like if I say let's go from the corner of the hammer. What?
how about a measure of eighth notes?
8 notes? Yeah, sometimes I listen to music while I do it. But, yeah, and a lot, at this point, a lot of the times you just do it in a way that doesn't hurt your hand, because it really hurts when you don't.
I do have a question. You've gotten used to hitting in the center of the block? like center of, not hitting on the edge?
Well, yeah, and it's a slightly domed handle,
Okay, so,
which you really need.
and you've got used to to hitting kind of in the center.
Yeah.
To knowing when you're hitting.
That's the tough part about this part of the cymbal, because I just gotta kind of know where it is, and the stumps suck, so it's actually moving. It's like, oh, but you just gotta get used to it.
Yeah.
There's a video I did where it's sped up, and you can see the thing like moving around the floor as I'm doing it. It's pretty funny.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I used to live in way north of like that town Lake County also. I was in the Navy for
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's way less. And that's because I'm adding tension to the top.
That's amazing.
And you start to get that really nice,
Same here.
just like, yeah, it's almost, it looks like it has like little mountain canyons on it, you know? And that's why I love it after you lay the top, and it just has those little shadows. And I love it when you just move the cymbal and the light kind of like dances around it. It just looks so cool.
When you lay, do you ever go like clockwise? Or like, do people, is that like a technique?
How do you mean, like have the cymbal spin the other way?
Yeah.
Actually, I think most cymbal lathes spin the opposite way that ours does.
Okay.
And I think it's confusing though, because they've got like a tool that has leverage. So when I watch other cymbal lathes, it's like, it's weird. Like I said, ours is a much more like primitive machine. This is actually really it's more like a wood lathe, this one. But bronze is such soft metal, and you're fine. But yeah, I mean, you can switch the motor so that it'll turn the other way. But in that case, well, when you're lathing, I like it the way it is here, because it shoots the stream of metal. If you're doing it right, it just kind of shoots it right out. If it was going the other way,
It would shoot it into the inward.
yeah, it would kind of shoot it like towards me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys watch videos online, you have the phosphorus, and Zildjian has they've got like such advanced tools for this stuff. I mean, yeah, they've got like a machine does parts of it, and then most of it's hand done though, but it's some pretty advanced tools that they've got. They've got like a thing you put in the machine, and then it's like two pieces of metal, and you use the leverage. This one you have to put it all. It's all your own weight. But it's good exercise. I need to exercise. And the key is to try and get really even. But I'm hammering this one kind of into like Turkish, the like modern Turkish style. So it's like I'm doing this one a lot like maybe like a phosphorus. Or I'm not using. Sometimes I use a wood anvil. Just hit it straight into there, which is really dangerous. Because if you hit it too hard, you can just crack it. But if you're careful, you can get some really cool effects. The other thing about the cymbal, it really changed if you make it and lay it and hammer it, you have to wait a couple days. And then also playing it really changed it too.
I bet.
So I find you gotta play it hard, you gotta really crash on it. It just opens it up. So it'll sound kind of quiet when it's done. It'll have a lot of the same aspects, but it just sounds, it's almost like the metal's fatigued after you give it a little bit of time to rest.
Stress reliever.
Yeah.
Relieves the stress.
Yeah, exactly, right. Because I'm just adding tons of tension to the top and bottom. And again, these aren't absolutely necessary steps for cymbals. They just make it more like the old case sound. That's pretty much always what I'm going for. And I want everyone to be really uniqueness. I'm happy if it sounds different. If I make it, it's man, I've never made a cymbal that sounds quite like that. It's oh, that's a success. And it's that's the problem with some of the machine ones. They're all just all the same.
I agree.
So you trial and error, you learn just doing this.
Yeah, it's almost like making a sculpture like out of marble, but then like not knowing what you're making until you're done. That's how I would describe it. And like being like as you go, you figure it out depending on like
I understand.
you know what I mean?
Kind of bold experimentation is in some
Yeah, totally. And you kind of have an idea of what you want to go for, but then a lot of times it's like, oh, this isn't going to be that anymore. So
you just get it to where the best is going to sound, and you make it do it. Somebody might love it. You never know.
Right. And yeah, like you're talking about, do you know how much you've lathed up? No, you don't. Sometimes you're lathing, you're like, oh, it seems like there's a lot of weight left. And oh shit, this
What
is a
size
20
cymbal?
and 60.
What size? What is that cymbal right there?
This is a 20.
And what is it? Is it crash or what?
This is an HH medium ride. It was pretty heavy when I started.
And is it better now? You think? A lot better.
Yeah. And
What do you think it is now? Medium fed?
Yeah, and then I'll lathe the top a little bit too. I'll probably take it down to like, I usually like cymbals around like 1,900 to 2,000 grams. 2,100 maybe.
Do you do more hammer hits as you go to the edge?
I usually go for evenness, but not at all sometimes. Like, sometimes I really like to do like a special thing where, and this starts to get into like really deep stuff, but where you hammer just completely changes the cymbal. So sometimes you'll do like a ring where there's like no hammer on the top, but there's a ton at the bottom, and that'll just change the shape, you know. You can make something that's like completely not crashable, but a great ride, so it plays like heavier than it is.
Right.
Or you can, if you do a lot of hammering on the outer top, that kind of makes it a little more crashy and washy. You know?
Yeah, cool.
In my experience. Nothing's ever certain, you know, it's not ever always, but most of the So you can see, look at that. I mean, yeah, now it's in the shape of a cymbal again. And you saw how different that is, and it's, you'll see people when they make cymbals, they're always going like this. That's because you're trying to judge the tension. And if it doesn't do that easily, that means there's a lot of tension at the top. If it does that easily, and generally when you're done making a cymbal, you pretty much always want more tension on the top. Unless you want to make, some like Bosphorus for example, they tend to make a lot of like Master Series cymbal with a lot more tension on the bottom. But then Istanbul Aga, theirs seem to have a lot more on the top. It just kind of, it's different from you know, from company to company. I'm just gonna go 2 more rounds on this and then I'll show you guys some bell hammering, which is the toughest thing to do. You notice like almost no cymbals have bell hammering. That's because it's really hard. It's super easy. If you hit one time wrong, you just crack it.
I bet.
And all that worked. it's all, now it's like a wall decoration, you know? But yeah, like I said, I don't think I've ever cracked a cymbal hammering. Just lathing. If you lathe it too much, a little crack will just open up. It's like, damn it.
So are darker cymbals generally have more hammering as a general rule?
Well, I mean,
Like K-darks versus
I don't
K-darks.
usually use dark. I use like low pitch or high pitch because dark. I mean
Well, dark, to me, dark means kind of a lower pitch. So.
yeah.
So that
And I
answers my
say warm
question.
too, and then dry. I like dry, wet, warm, high, and low. That's how I use
I like
it.
warm and lower, and I guess that would be more hammering to grade that, or?
Actually, you'd be surprised. The tons and tons of hammering tends to dry out cymbals.
I see.
So like, it's cool if it's like a thin cymbal, very lightweight, that has a lot of hammering. Because then it dries out the wash, so it makes it bounce. You know what I mean?
Like shimmer.
But it also depends on the kind of hammering there is. Like big hammer marks, those tend to really dry it out a lot.
Right, no, this is more of a small, medium-sized hammer here.
Yeah, but then if you do tons and tons of like this kind, you can get that kind of like trans stamp sound, which I would say is actually the lowest pitch, like darkest sound, like that I've ever heard. Like I think that they, on average, sound kind of more low pitched than and a lot of that also has to do with the bell. Like if it's a big bell,
I don't know about the bigger K-darks right now.
Yeah.
I K-dark 20, 22. A lot of hammering on the 22 and the crashes. I'm in search of a really good K-dark crash.
Yeah.
That's right, and it's like a quest in a way.
For sure. Yeah, I'll show you guys. I've got a bunch that we're bringing to the show after I'm done. I'll show you guys.
Let's look, man. That'd be awesome.
And those ones, yeah, like there are so many different. I mean, I could spend like days just showing you guys all the stuff that I've experimented with. Like, see that? That used to be what I used as a wooden anvil for the top until I broke it in half.
Oh yeah.
I need to get like an actual one. That was like something people put drumsticks in, but it worked
Just found it
great.
cracked as it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like hard maple, and I hit it a little too hard. So, but you know, what can you do? I mean,
Good do, man.
it worked for. I got like 10 cymbals out of it, or 20 maybe. So, see how like at this point it's really shaped. I mean, it's almost exactly into the. Remember how wobbly it was before? It won't even move. That's because of that tension. And
How does it feel? Does it feel a lot lighter?
It'll sound kind of quiet. There's one more round of it that I'm gonna do. And one of the things I call complexity, which is different than like dark like sound, you know, or low pitch sound. And it's like the metal right now is like super fatigued, so it's like it's not ready to be played. It opens up after like a couple days. They had a lot of playing. You know?
Does it have to do with the partials?
What?
Does it have to do with the partials that you're hearing, the overtones?
How do you mean?
There should, when you hit it, there should be like a basic fundamental tone, and there should be always other.
Well, I mean, at this point, it sounds kind of trashy. Just kind of trashy, which the lathing on the top will also. Because when you lathe it, the hammering adds like, okay, trashiness, complexity, like they're kind of the same thing. Trashiness, I always say, is like kind of like extreme complexity, and like old Ks, they have like a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because of the way they were made. This one, like, when you lathe it, you actually remove some of that, because all those peaks and valleys, you're cutting like the tops off, essentially. So you're making it more, and it's just like a balancing act, going back and forth until you find a sound you like, you know? And sometimes it can take like a week, because you like it, let it open up a little bit, and then do some more work on it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do, like I said, that one last round of hammering, and then I'll show you guys the bell hammering. But yeah, this one in the end, I'll lathe the top, and I'll lathe the bottom a little more too. It's gonna end up being like a really lightweight jazz ride. That's what it's gonna be. And it'll be kind of like it sounds on there, but with a lot more wash. Because right now it has like almost no wash. Yeah.
When you finish the lathing, the metal's hot.
It gets very hot, yeah. Yeah.
You have to wait before you start hammering?
Not that hot. Yeah. And actually, I think it's actually good for it, because it kind of like, yeah, it gets it ready to be hammered. You know what I mean? Because yeah, I mean, it's the best is to do this right when it comes out of the oven. That's when you really want to be doing
warm.
it. And then sometimes I'll throw it back in the oven and bring it back out again. Like the 30th anniversary, I think that's what they do with those.
Right.
Not entirely sure, but I think
understand I've read
that's what
about
they do with those.
that.
Yeah, the outer rims, it takes longer every time. Because when you get to the outside, it's like so much. You gotta be careful. You don't really want to hit it right next to the edge, because then you can crack it very easily.
First time I ever
And as
watched
you're
it.
getting tired, accuracy gets tougher and tougher. But you know, you get used to it. I'm doing this one a little bit faster than I usually would, because I'm, trying to get it done for everybody. Just FYI, usually I take little breaks as I go. If you look at the Bosch's factory, and I think all the way, they'll have like 6 guys working at the same time, and they trade them off. And they'll go from lathing to hammering to lathing to hammering, so that's how they don't get completely exhausted. So that's about it for the hammering. And as you can see, I mean, that's shaped. The way to, there's a bunch of different ways to test it.
Why don't they do it right at the factory if you don't have to do it?
Well, I mean, they do.
He's doing this because
What we do is, okay,
he's got his cymbals down to make them thinner and then do his own hammer.
yeah, the thing is, we sell cymbals, right? And we have like millions of like really heavy old A's that are just tough to sell. They're all out there like in the like 70s and 80s and 90s. Everyone wanted like super heavy cymbals to cut through, playing like, and yeah, they're just incredibly hard to sell. And so we take them and lathe a little bit off, hammer, lathe a little, hammer, lathe a little, and it gets you a cymbal that's a little more, I would argue versatile, because some of those heavy cymbals, I mean, they're good for like one thing. It's like
Clangy.
rock, yeah, just cut through and playing like loud, loud rock music.
Cymbals.
But these
It's
ones,
like kind of you can bend like this guy, you know. Transfusion. The ocean guy. You know. I know he is. I know that. I have his album.
this is for hammering the bell. This thing,
You have that tape?
yeah, I have both of them there. These are pretty specific things. And the bell hammering,
And those paper pins.
you have to be super careful.
They're rare. I have a couple.
I mean, it's basically the same.
You're just strong.
The objective is to just kind of misshape it a little bit.
I was a kid. I was like, this is the coolest thing. And Louis, I took lessons with Louis when I started 17. Your era, big band drummers and
Where did the cracks come in? Is that from not hitting it straight on, like flat on?
Yeah, you can get cracks in a lot of different ways. If you hit it too hard, like I'm hitting it probably about maybe like 50% of my strength every time around there. If you do like 70%, you'll just crack it. If you just like the sound you want is like that, like beep. And if you kind of miss the anvil, you can easily crack it. If I hit like right next to this hole, you can crack it. There's all kinds of different ways. But as you go, you just get better and better at avoiding that situation. Because it sucks, and you just have to like start again. All that work goes to nothing. And the bell is really easy to crack because it's much like more rigid. But I think hammering the bell is like a lot of the times the difference between like just a good cymbal and a great cymbal. Like, see, if I didn't have this angle like perfect, it would just crack right away. See, every time it's much easier to crack this part. See, that was bad that last one. I'm talking. There's different ways to see if you have contact. Like a lot of times I do that, and you know you're hitting it in the right spot. Especially when I was like just getting started, I would do that a lot. But you kind of like get to know your
Hear the difference?
well, like when you make the hammer stroke. Yeah, I mean if you hit it wrong, it sounds like yeah. And if you do that hard enough, like if I just put this up here and I went like bam, I might break it. But if I put it against something, hit it like that, it would probably definitely be an issue. And you can see why you usually wear hearing protection for this. This is the step that nobody wants to do. Like Spiz did this, and Zildjian, I think they do this on their Constantinoples, but very little. They do just a couple of really heavy hits. They do it on the new series that came out. What's it called? Yeah, the Kurobs. They do it on the Kurobs, and then AGOP though. I think that the AGOP 30th anniversary is probably the best, and Bosphorus. Bosphorus used to do it a lot on their like Master Series. My favorite cymbal is the Master Series that I have with kind of a mini bell, and it's hammered a lot. But they stopped doing it on most of their cymbals. They just don't do it anymore because I think it's just too much labor. Can't make their money back. You see how the bell's kind of starting to get like a little bit misshapen? That's what you want. At least that's what I like, But yeah, it gives you that complexion. Now I could hammer this. I could do it a lot more, but just for this one, I'm not going to. I can hammer what I've shown you here. Probably multiply that by like 10 at least. Because I only showed you half of it. I didn't even show you the bottom.
This gets an idea here.
Yeah.
It's a medium ride, a little thick, so it'll be more like a medium thin ride now, right?
Yeah. And it'll probably sound even more trash than it did before. actually, you see, it's already starting to open up a little bit. And part of that's actually because of the hammering there, but right when you hammer it, it really is intense. So,
2 days or something.
usually I lay the bottom first. So, see what it looks like now. You guys heard how it sounds like really trashy.
That works.
This will actually, I mean, right now it's a 20 and it weighs 2394 grams. So honestly, it's still a medium ride.
We'll see after you laid it again.
I'll play it again for you guys so you can hear it
Before and after.
before and after the lathe.
I work in art.
How many run-throughs of a lathe before you would cancel out visually?
That's where the art lies.
Well, not many. Yeah, not many. And there would still be like a little bit of an effect because you still like made the metal kind of like denser around that point. But honestly, yeah, if you really, to make some of what you're really supposed to do is multiple layers. And that's why those old Ks look so cool. Because they're not, and like modern cymbal makers, they just get kind of lazy. They'll like lathe it, hammer it, lathe it, done. Really weird, what I do, what you're supposed to do is like lathe it, hammer it, lathe it, hammer it, lathe it, hammer it, lathe it, hammer it. And then you know, that's, yeah, and it's just, the more you do, it just gives it like many intricate layers of like depth, I guess. But yeah, this particular, like you'll see, I won't lathe it much. This one I'm probably not gonna do this anymore after this. But this cymbal, I might even do a whole nother round of what you guys just saw after lathing it. Depends. If it sounds good, I'll just leave it. I've actually been doing a lot of like medium rides lately. I'll show you guys a couple that I've done. After this one is finished. See, that's after just one round, and you can still see this stuff, but it's much less apparent.
What RPM are you turning that at, you know?
I don't even know. Just whatever it was. It's slow though. It's slow for a lathe. Yeah. What? Counting? No. It's slow for a lathe. A lot of like Zildjian's lathes are probably twice as fast as these. But you'll notice if I take it off and play it now. Actually, I'm going to do this one with the. This is a cool thing. This is like the. I call it like a pin plate. It's like a chin strap. A dowel for adding tension without hammering or
Put this on later. Just lay it.
Can be very effective.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you gotta take the cymbal, put it on an off
Set screws hold it.
axis.
Does it thread inside before you tighten the set screw, or does it just slide it? I see it in the set screws. Just in place. There's a specific place where it goes, or different graduation where the set screw lays in that and tightens in that. Are those Allen set screws, or?
I'm lathing kind of style of the 70s and 60s Ks now.
a good question. So to do the
So you
other
see how
side,
it's got
the reverse side
those
is
like kind of lines in it?
Sometimes they-
All those old symbols had that.
I got
Well, the old kids had it a little further apart than this, but this is how I like to do it.
Now I got a stupid question. When you want to lay the top part of it, do you have a reverse side? Do you turn it around?
A reverse side.
Okay, this is really, I'm not wording my question accurately. I gotta look at this. I'm not answering my own question. Okay, you're laying the other side of the cymbal.
Yeah, you'll see. You'll see.
Okay, I got you. Turn it around.
Yeah, so it's gonna have more bottom tension now. But not much more, a little more. Cause I didn't lay it. But here it's like more washy now to cut out a lot of that. Like I call it complexity because trashy just kind of trashy is like a trash crash, you know. But those are like really hammered.
Oh man, lots of tons. Oriental Crash of Doom is the ultimate example.
Yeah.
The
for sure.
20th Oriental.
And this one, like I said, I might just lay this more later. But for now, I'll just lay at the top and show you guys the next step.
Just turn it around. Oh, okay, I see. Those are just pieces of wood. I got you.
What is the,
That answered my question.
that he's got on the record? What kind of size is it?
He's laying it right now, a 20th American ride that was a Sabian 20th American ride. He's cutting it down. We're making more of a medium thin ride.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah.
And by doing the lathing and hammering, it takes the body, it brings the cymbal down its own.
But I do right on the bottom, I chisel in that it is either a Sabian. They're almost all Zildjians. This is one of the few Sabians that are not.
Yeah, this is the way to get it. You can see the medium right on that.
Hey, so when you have a stack of cymbals on the lid, how much are you affecting the bottom cymbals?
Like this, it just kind of rubs it a little bit. And that's to avoid lathe chatter. It's called backing cymbal. And it's to make it so that
Shatter's very
it
bad.
shatters and like bends in, and then there's such a weird vibration that happens, you don't want that.
No evenness.
Lathe chatter is bad news. You can't do it just by itself, but yeah, it just doesn't end up.
Are they all being spun at the same speed? Or do you have different various speeds that you're using?
Just one speed for this lathe. There are multi-speed ones, but this one is pretty basic. Yeah, this is like very basic. Yeah. Well, the speed of the lathe, I mean, a lot of that I think just has a lot to do with the time you're spending. The amount of time you're spending. Like it'll take you a lot longer.
It's not
If
from
you're
the
using a
center.
slow speed lathe.
Up.
You get way more weight off.
Much more faster than the center.
This is my experience. I've never
Small
used it.
diameter is
Yeah.
a lot slower than Yeah.
the
outside. Yeah. So this is big difference in
Yeah, but I mean this is plenty fast. Fast enough to get nice. But like I said, as lathes go, this is kind of a slow speed.
doesn't matter because it's so big difference. So you can yeah.
up sometimes, so
You gotta retighten it.
yeah.
Contraction expand.
He's gotta be careful.
Put a little groove in the top of the tool bit. So the screw
Great.
goes in there.
That's usually that's what expert.
No, man, people think that if you're more protected, you're not going to hurt yourself. Like, all the horror stories are always when you get your gloves mud in the middle. Seriously. I mean, at least in my experience. Like, all, like, when you break your finger, or at least.
Yeah, very dangerous.
I don't know. Some people, they wear, like,
I've got a lathe and I've also got one on my shop.
protective gear. And it's true, the bronze, like, powder, it's not good for you.
I do.
But it won't kill you. I mean, at least not for a while.
The jaw for it.
If I can last like another 40 years doing this, maybe.
Maybe 100,000.
One of these days, I probably will break one, and it'll cut my hand open, and then I'll break one. But it doesn't happen yet. I don't know. I think bronze is pretty. I don't think bronze is big on exploding. And I don't think I'm getting it hot enough to explode. That's the thing. If I was using a lathe that was like double the speed, then I probably would wear gloves. But this thing, I mean, it's not going that fast. So, like, right after I lathe this, I can touch this and it won't burn.
I think the most important thing is to make sure you check your tool regularly and make sure that you keep it sharp.
Yeah.
That's sharp tools, everything.
Yeah.
I remember shop class, and I have a workshop in my house that's mostly wood stuff.
I never even touched
It's really important to keep that tool sharp.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Get lazy chatter. Without
That's how
there you go. And, yeah, I mean, that's, basically you can see how there's still a lot of, but if I were to lay like another like 200 grams up, you wouldn't be able to see a lot of that. Yeah, this one actually might be okay. I'm gonna do the play thing, and then you can see how it sounds. And it'll open up.
But they don't really good outside.
Lathing? Yeah, I started on the inside of the house. You can't lay it the other way. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, well, it's kept like clockwise and counterclockwise.
Well, it always spins counterclockwise. But start on the outside.
Start at the outside of the mill or at the top?
I start right at the top. But you can do whatever you want. And if you want to if you want to be more crashable, lay in the outer part.
Yeah.
So lift in on the outside, then you get a nice one.
Some part of the lathe, partly not.
Yeah, oh yeah, I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff. Like, there's just the possibilities are endless. Like, so yeah, you know, this is, like I said, so yeah, it's all steel except that which is super hard. What was it called again?
Carbide.
Carbide, yeah. Just like, really hard. It's like, almost the hardest metal. Yeah. Yeah, it's something that needs a lot.
No, that's not synthetic. It's been a while since I was under pressure.
Yeah, those are heavy, those are very expensive.
Powdered. Brown I don't know anything. I'll be next to the lathe.
I know. It'll be next on Monday.
Yeah, they're never perfect. Okay, that's the end product. This one's medium. It's going to be kind of a little dead sounding now compared to what it'll sound like later. Yeah, I'd call that like a good versatile cymbal. And I could take off like another 200 grams, 300 grams, even 400 if I wanted it to be like a super lightweight cymbal. But honestly, I like it like this. I think I took out probably about, well, started out at like 26. It's 21.98. So it's kind of at my like higher end for the cymbals I usually make. Yeah, that started out at 24.92. So I took out about 300 grams. Right around there. And yeah, the last step is to sand the outside. You hear how it's kind of dry a little bit, and it'll open up. You gotta like play it a lot. It's crashable.
Yeah.
This is a super versatile cymbal.